going through certain doors and just going through the obstacles of growing and being an entrepreneur, right? Me and Cuzzo go through it, right? We have a bad client. Long story short, we just kill it off with the client, but me and Cuzzo got into it. Me and Cuzzo got into it, how we, cut off the client, when we should did it, the wording, shit like that. Just little tedious shit. We get into a big thing. We've already paid for Revolt World. We go down there. Cuzzo's down there. I'm down there. I don't feel right. I know Cuzzo don't feel right because y'all see what we are. You know what I'm saying? So we're not feeling right. The business in turmoil. I call Solomon Choi. I'm sitting there with Natalie, who's the VP of Pock Stock.
Yep.
We sitting there in the car.
Shout out to Natalie too, man, because she was a big part of that. She was a big part of that.
Al too, you was there.
Yep.
Shout out to Al. So we get in the car. We there early trying to get there. Before Cuzzo, we try to get the passes, stuff like that. We try to, figure it out. I call Solomon like, yo, look, I'm at the Revolt World. I had a big argument with Cuzzo. We fell out over some petty paper, but it was just principle, and we both kind of said,
well, no. We didn't fall out over paper.
Not paper, but the principle.
We fell
over
out
how
to do the business with the client. Let's be clear.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, we never fell out over paper. We don't argue over money.
That's a fact, though.
And we're not going to put that out there.
I can second
we don't argue over money. We've never argued over money. What we fell out about was very simple. You understand what I'm saying? And this is a lesson for anybody out there being an entrepreneur, right? Cuzzo and me are business partners, right? But with us being business partners, we also have specific roles within the company, right? Exactly. We acknowledge that and we established that before we started the company. You understand? I am the CEO of the company. He's the CRO of the company. Even though we do everything together, we still are responsible for specific roles and job titles within the company. My job title is, and some of my responsibilities, is the overall running of the company. That's what a CEO does. He runs the company overall. He's responsible for the hard decisions, hire, fire, signing the contracts, etc. Yeah. Me and Cuzzo, this is our first time doing business together. So again, we're family, but we have to learn how to do business with each other. One of the main issues of why we had our disagreement was because Cuzzo, because he has a big heart, he had a personal relationship with the client before we did business with the client's company. He had a personal relationship with the client before we did business with the client. Was
even a guest company. On more than a title.
Correct. Now, the problem with that was Cuzzo let his emotional connection to the person and his faith that the person was going to do good business based on their personal relationship. And I told him, even though I don't have a personal relationship with him, I have to run this company as a company. And because he's doing bad business as a company, we can no longer do business with him until he settles what he has to settle. That's what our disagreement was about. Very simple. We just had a disagreement on how to handle him based on Cuzzo didn't want to damage the personal relationship because he felt like the guy had enough respect for him not to do him dirty.
Now, that's also, what let's keep it all the way 1,000 too. But it also goes into revenue, right? Yeah. We're not getting a check, y'all.
Right. Well, he owed us. He still owes us.
He owes us. We eat what we kill. We eat what we kill, straight up and down. And when we was rocking with the business, we've had 100,000 in the account.
Yeah,
straight up. And we don't take none. We was investing and growing the business. How we have the cameras. That's how we all live. This is what we're doing, y'all. Straight up. But sometimes you got to make the decision because you still got bills to pay. So you want to keep the money coming in. You want to try to exhaust every avenue to still keep the money coming in, and it just wasn't happening. So long story short, we kind of fell out for that, right? I called Solomon with Natalie on the phone. I'm like, yo, Sol, this is my guy. This is what's going on, man. Like this is a crossroad moment for the business. It's either going to make or break us. This moment right here. What we do, how we get back together. If we don't get back together, this is going to affect our relationship moving forward. So what do you think I should do, man? Because I fuck the business. This is my dog. You know what I'm saying? What do you suggest I do, man? Because I don't know what to do at this point. He told me straight up. He told me a story about 16 handles, and he was running the business with his cousin, which is fucking crazy. And his cousin happened to be the CFO. Well, not the CFO, but he was dealing with the money. I don't think he was the CFO, but he was dealing with the money. Long story short.
But even if he was the CFO, for anybody that doesn't know, CFO is the Chief Financial Officer.
Exactly.
Right. He's responsible for handling the money, making sure people get paid, making sure the accountants get the money in the books. That's what he's responsible for. Yeah,
no, absolutely, bro. Yeah. And then he just said basically they had a bad business dealing. You know, his cousin kind of went behind his back, made a business dealing without him, and it netted in a 6-figure loss for the business. 6-figure net loss for the business that was growing and trying to scale. So he comes to me, he's like, yo, Jerry, imagine how I felt. This is my cousin. We got the same, our mothers are sisters.
Yep.
What do I do to this guy? For 200 or whatever the money was, or whatever, right? 6 figures. What do you think we want to do from the streets? You know what I'm saying? Just anybody. If you lose that type of money,
get these paws.
You getting them paws, right? So what he did, man, and was one of the realest lines, right? He was like, Jared, I thought of every single possible option. But what I did was I set up a call with him. And I said, look, can you meet me at this diner? And yada, 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 right? So they meet at the diner. He walks up to him. The cousin's tense. He's like, I don't know what to expect. He might swing on me. Who knows what's going to happen? He walks up to him calmly and says, look, cuzzo, I'm sorry for whatever I did to make you feel the way you felt and do what you did, but I love you. And I'm willing to move forward if you're willing to move forward, but we have to talk this shit out. And that right there, and that moment right there, when he said that, and I got him on speakerphone, he was oblivious that he was even on speakerphone. I was just telling Natalie, like, this is my dog like that, and I just wanted to have a free-flowing conversation. And she's hearing that. As we hear that story, both our jaws drop. And he's telling me, like, look, I did that for 250 or whatever amount I did.
It was around $250,000. The loss was around $250,000.